How to get a child's passport, what parents need to know. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Morii and Sam Go Global. Welcome if you're new to this channel. This channel is designed to help you with all things passports, digital nomad, and just global travel. So if that's you, this is a good channel to start with when it comes to figuring out how to get passports for either yourself or your child. I also have a passport prep checklist, so be sure to check that out. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so how can a child get a passport? So everything that you would need to know as a parent. So whether you're planning a family vacation abroad or preparing for a school trip overseas, getting a passport for your child is a must. But unlike human renewals, getting a passport for a child under 16 years old comes with a few extra steps, and it could be overwhelming if you don't know where to start. So here's something that you need to know to make your process smooth, fast, and stress-free in 2025. So first and foremost, who needs a child passport? Well, simple answer. If your child is under the age 16, they must apply for a new passport in person, regardless of whether they've had passports before. A child's passports are valid for 5 years, not like 10 years like adults. Okay, so now I want to quickly go over what you'll need for the checklist. So this is what you'll need to gather before your appointment. Number one, you need a form. You need the DS-11 application for the U.S. passport or for a U.S. passport. So you will fill out this on. You will fill it out by. You can fill it out online or by hand, but do not sign it until you're actually in front of a passport agent. So I will leave a link in the description to travel.state.gov passport. That's where you can find this document at. Okay. All right. Number two, you would need proof of U.S. citizenship. So you would need to choose one of the following. So you would need the original birth certificate with the parents listed. You could choose one of the following. So if you don't have a original birth certificate with the parents listed, then you will need a certificate of citizenship, or you would need a consular report of birth abroad for kids that were born overseas. You must bring both the original and the photocopy or a photocopy. All right, number three, that is a blurry ID. Anyways, y'all get the gist. You're going to need a parental ID. You'll need a government issued ID. So that can be driver's license or passport, but both parents must be present or provide a notarized consent. That's if one parent can't be present. All right. Number four, you'll need parental relationship proof. So you got to prove that you have some kind of legal guardianship. Okay. So that's typically the birth certificate, which should cover that. But if you are a legal guardian, then you will need to bring court documents to pretty much prove that you do have rights to the kid. You are the legal guardian. All right. Now, passport photo. The passport photo must be taken within 6 months, the last 6 months. And again, it needs to be 2 by 2 inches, white background, no hats, no glasses, a neutral facial expression. Don't be trying to smile too much. So be sure to check out the passport photo tips it's a video that I made that pretty much goes into some important tips and what you need to look out for when you're taking your passport photo. Number just kidding. Number 6, you need the payment. So payment, Normally it's $100 for the passport fee to the U.S. Department of State. And then if you want your child's passport to come in a little quicker, that's going to be a extra $35 fee for the excuse me, I lied. If you want the extension fee, that's extra $35 that you can pay to the facility. Okay. Oh, and I do want to add that most places do accept checks and then money orders, and then sometimes they will accept credit card, debit card for the extension fee. Okay. Now, where am I at? Okay. Where to apply? You must apply in person at an authorized passport acceptance facility. So that is most likely the U.S. Post Office, or some counties have the county clerk office, libraries, or courthouses. That really depends on your location in America. But you want a good resources. You can find your location at this link that I put, which is the iafdb.travel.state.gov. Okay, so let's say if one of the parents can't be there. Well, you have two options. So first option is you can fill out a form, the DS 3053 statement of consent, and that must be notarized, meaning stamped, and you must and then this can be used if one parent can't be present. Option number 2 is you need proof of sole legal custody. So that can be court order, death certificate, or other legal documents. All right, so how long does it take to get your passport? Well, it can take anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks for the routine service. If you get expedited, meaning that it comes quicker, then that can be anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. That is an additional $60 fee. If you want to get it fast, if you need to get the child's passport faster than that, then you can visit the passport agency with proof of travel within 14 days. And then from there, once you get it ordered, then you need to use a trackable mailing. If you're sending documents, I recommend using the USPS tracking, the priority mail. You can get it now digitally, and it will let you know where your package is at, and it's a pretty useful tool. Okay. Now, pro tips for parents. Good pro tip: be proactive and do your best to apply at least 6 months before your trip. Double check your child's birth certificate number. Well, double check your child's birth certificate to make sure it matches all the ID details, and then you can take multiple photos to avoid delay and minor issues. I recommend going to Walgreens and getting it taken there. They normally trained professionals, and they run all the photos through the federal guideline, federal compliant photo, to make sure that it does meet the necessary requirements. From there, you would order a passport card too if you'll be doing things like on land or sea travel to Canada or Mexico. All right, so I got a couple tools in the descriptions and links that you could check out. First one is the passport photo. I'll leave a link to my recommended one, as well as the visas, the best places where you can get visas quickly, effectively, and then our Amazon travel list and things that we use and what we order for our travel. So with that being said, let's see. My final thoughts here. When it comes to getting your child's passport in 2025, it doesn't need to be stressful. All you need to do is just plan ahead, double check the requirements, and show up prepared. So rather, if it's your first time with dealing with a passport, or it's your 5th time, doesn't matter. This guide has you covered. So if you got any questions, drop them in the comments and bookmark this for your future trips. So with that being said, safe travels. And if you like content like this, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you on the next video.